All right. So fantastic. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, wherever you are at different places that you are. This is an interesting one because we are going live on across platforms, across Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and of course, Clubhouse. We are here on Club Nurturing Greatness and we are engaging in a conversation called What's Your Unfair Advantage? Isn't it true, dear friend, that each one of us have a long list of things that we don't like about ourselves, which we think are our disadvantages, right? We say, hey, that's my disadvantage. And over the years, those disadvantages seem to be all over, right? We say that I've got disadvantage, this disadvantage, that, and that list seems to be just growing. But how would it be if those same set of disadvantages become so good for you that you say, you know what? The world doesn't have these disadvantages. So therefore, these are my unfair advantages. Would that be of interest to you? All right. Let's just think about it just for a moment. Think of those things that you do not like that you have. All right. Just think of things which are very clear are your disadvantages. I'm going to keep quiet for the next 5 seconds, 15 seconds, but I want you to think what is that you say is your distinct disadvantage. I'm going to get quiet and now I want you to think. Over to you. Think, think, think. Welcome back. Have you thought of a few things which you're very clear that you should not be having it, but guess what? You have it. Hmm. Let me now do a little bit of working with you. Even as I work on myself, I want you to get present to certain things. So let me spell out certain disadvantages that I have. And you know how best to look at your disadvantage? If your people around, they would have spoken to you about them. Yes, they would have told you, you know what, you do this, you know what, you don't do this, you know what. So listen in carefully. People over the years have been pointing out your, your shortcomings. They have been pointing them out to you over the years. All right. So let me recall one thing that people have been pointing out for me over the years. Ashish, you are talkative. You're very talkative. So, since school, I have had this continuous refrain. People again and again tell, बार बार मुझे कह रहे हैं, भाई तू बहुत बातूनी है, बहुत बात करता है. मतलब, I had a school report card where there was a comment by a teacher, kind teacher, who said, Ashish isn't talkative, just has a lot to share. I had never met such a kind person thereafter. After that, people have only been telling me, Ashish, you are talkative. Stop talking, stop talking, stop talking. Now, clear disadvantage because I was looking up to people. मैं ना लोगों को देखता था, अरे यार कितना चुपचाप है. And I wanted to be like them, very quiet, but I could not. I promise you, I could not. I tried and I failed. And over the years, I've discovered that is one habit of being, and then I took something from what that teacher had shared when she said that Ashish isn't talkative, just has a lot to share. And over the years, I discovered that not only do I love to share, I love to share interesting. Again, this is something which I discovered again as a feedback. When somebody said, hey, listen, Ashish, don't bother about you talking, but how about you making sure that you talk interesting? Now, what is interesting? I discovered interesting is when people find some use of what I am communicating. So what I'm trying to share with you is that one thing which was, Ashish, you're talkative. I saw that as an asset for myself, not just as a speaker, as a motivational speaker, as somebody who loves to reach out to people, but also as an actor. Because as an actor, there are certain actors who are, who completely do not communicate at all, and they are fantastic actors. Consider they have turned that to their advantage. I turned my ability to communicate, my willingness, my want to communicate into an asset as an actor. All right, so that is one part. Now the second part. Now just let's just look into it. The other part for me is that I am restless. Hmm. I am restless. Again, something which has been continuously hammered. Ashish, stop being restless. Stop being restless. So I waited till I turned, because, some scientific data is there that at the age of 55, you then go past your restlessness. Guess what? I'm now 56 and I am restless as restlessness can be. Now, I do believe in the yoga part of it and the meditative part of it, but I see the amazing value in being restless. Because of me being restless, you know what? I have discovered that life is happening in the crags of life. क्योंकि हम लोग बहुत सारी चीजें करते रहते हैं ना, उसके बाद कहते हैं यार इसके लिए टाइम नहीं, उसके लिए टाइम नहीं। अरे मेरे पास तो बहुत ही टाइम मिलता है, क्योंकि मैं एक्टर हूं, मैं मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर हूं, मैं दोस्त हूं, मैं पति हूं, मैं बेटा हूं। Amidst all those things, I find amazing amount of time in between. What I call life is happening in between all these things. And this allowed me to discover more in a day. So I don't have to hunt, I actually find. It's like finders keepers. You find some time in between everything that you're doing. So you actually are living a life that you love. So for me, I discovered that since I love to communicate and I love to act and I love to make a difference, that's when, along with being an actor, what I discovered is that I can engage in conversations with organizations. And that's how at the age of 50, nearly at the age of 50, when Avid Miner got born. Yes, Miner got born as an organization when around the time that I turned 50. And because I knew that agar ek zindagi hai, kuch na kuch to karna hai yaar. I can't wait for things to say yaar, if only I did, but now I've become an actor. I cannot do this. So a key part of how I discovered as I turned my restlessness into something which has became my ally, in fact, became my unfair advantage that the rest of the world doesn't have, is I said, karke pachhtao. If you want to regret, at least do and regret. Don't just not do and think that, oh, if only I did it. So from there on, my conversations with people started. My willingness to step out of my zones of comfort started when I started going out and looking for interesting work as an actor, as a communicator, as a voiceover artist, as many parts. Now, remember, when you become established as an actor, you feel that you are trapped. Because people say, nahi, nahi, sir, aap actor hai, I don't think you should be doing this. You should keep yourself away from people. But I said, no, man, I just love people. I love to interact with people, and I love to interact with different sets of people. Now, over these years, I have discovered from being trapped to being liberated. That was the transition for me when I saw that I could now start using the things that people and I myself have been holding against me to create something amazing in my life. Because I'm absolutely clear, एक जिंदगी है दोस्त, एक ही जिंदगी, और अगर उस जिंदगी में जो सब हमारे पास है, whatever that we have, if we can turn that into our advantage. That's right. It is this head, this ticking brain of ours. Can you turn what that ticking brain is saying to you to your advantage? So being somebody who's talkative, being somebody who's restless, the third part, being a traveler. I love to travel. I don't say, oh gosh, I got to live out of a suitcase. Oh, the last 30 years I've been traveling. Most of the time, 18 to 19 days a month I've been traveling. I promise you, I enjoyed that period. In fact, I will also share with you a secret. The first of the selfies, if you go to my Facebook profile, my Facebook page is one thing, and Facebook profile, I started taking selfies long before the term came, because I used to take the selfie with the back camera, and I managed to do it because I wanted to include people as I moved as I walked someplace. That time, video was not so common, so I used to take a lot of photographs. They are all there on my Facebook profile. If you can sometimes see, okay, you will see those, photographs that I've taken. So for me, the point was not just to capture what I saw, but also capture me with what I saw. So therefore, how the selfie was born, where I, where I was, and people will say, "Arey yaar, you why didn't you enjoy that moment?" I was enjoying that moment, my friend. In fact, uh, my moment was when I could see myself, because I'm a communicator. Remember, again, people are saying, "Arey yaar, that's your shortcoming." तू चुपचाप रह के तू एक जगह enjoy क्यों नहीं कर सकता? But I enjoy. I only enjoy when I can share. It's a bit like अकेले अकेले इडली खा लिया, you know, अकेले अकेले बिरयानी खा लिया. It's just sitting alone and having a good pizza. Why, man? Why? I don't want to do it. I really want to share with people. You know what? There's a great pizza place. You know what? There's amazing chola bhatura available there. You must go and try that. That is what excites me. And then people would say, "Arey yaar, now you can't do it." I said, "Arey yaar, since you have said I can't do it, now is the time for me to do it." So I'll also let you into a secret, okay? This is the first time that I'm letting people know, but I want to tell this to you because I'm coming across all the places where my dear friends are, which is right from Clubhouse to LinkedIn to Facebook to Periscope to YouTube and everywhere. I want to let you know, dear friends, and also on LinkedIn, that I am now coming up with my travel vlog. It's called Ashish Vidyarthi Travel Vlogs. Guess what? You know how we are starting? We are starting with 0 subscribers. That's right. In fact, the first video is not even out, but I'm clear I'm going to make it. So we've been shooting some stuff. I've been shooting stuff around me, and it's all going to be part of that travel vlog. Why? Again, an unfair advantage I'm giving myself since I travel all the time. So rather than complaining about traveling all the time, I'm going to make the most of it. And since again, I love to chat with people, meet people, talk to those, all that is going to be part of my travel vlog. Why not, my friend? Turn everything that they held against you, make that your unfair advantage today. I want you to, as you begin the day, I want you to begin engaging with yourself, turning everything around you to your advantage. And guess what? As you start looking at it, I promise you, you will discover that already in your life, look deep inside you. Already in your life, the results that you are creating, the results that you have created are because you have already been turning your disadvantages to your advantage. Now, what happens when you start doing that consciously is that you don't protest. You don't complain about it. You don't feel sorry for yourself. In fact, you feel grateful for it. So, as we begin this conversation today, I am inviting you, dear friends, to share and share openly and share bindas how you can take charge of your life by turning all the things that people said are your disadvantages into your unfair advantage. All right. So are you ready for this conversation? All right. Fantastic. Al shukran bandhu, al shukran zindagi. Just to let you know, this conversation right now, I'm going to move out from the social media platforms of Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Periscope. My official meeting of the day begins at 10 a.m. So from now till 10, we're going to engage in a conversation on Clubhouse. So if all of you who've not been on Clubhouse, people who are on Clubhouse, lucky you, you're there. So I'm going to get to chat with you. You may come over to Clubhouse. Otherwise, think about it and share your thoughts. I will see you soon again. Lots of love. Remember, I'm now opening up my room on is what is your unfair advantage? What are the things that you have been otherwise holding against you, which you are going to turn into your unfair advantage? All right. So see you around. You have a super duper day wherever you are. Remember, be grateful for whatever that you have. All right. And turn that into something